Okay, guys. Sorry. That was a close-up. So we're getting ready to start day 3 of reading the Bible cover to cover. And hopefully we can get through Genesis 7 to 11 today. Yesterday we talked about kind of all the generations of Adam and all the way up to Noah. And so with Noah, and at the end, God told Noah to build the ark and take 2 of every creature. So starting today with Genesis 7 through Genesis 11, because I kind of have it planned out where we can make it in a year. So I'm going to pray and then we're going to get started. Father, I just thank you for today. I thank you for the opportunity to be together via internet, to come together and read your word and have it plant seeds in our heart. And I just thank you for everything that you've done for us. And I just ask that you would watch over us and protect us. And just let us be your light in this world, Lord. I pray over our new government, our new leadership that's coming into office this month, Lord. I pray for a smooth transition, and I pray for wisdom in the name of Jesus. Amen. Okay, so Genesis 7. And the Lord said unto Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by 7s, the male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and his female. Of fowls of the air by 7s, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And every living substance that I have made will I destroy off the face of the earth. And Noah did according to all that the Lord had commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth. Wow. And Noah went in, and his sons and wife, and his sons' wives with him, into the ark, because of the waters of the flood. Of the clean beasts, and of the beasts that are not clean, of the fowls, and of everything that creepeth upon the earth. There went in 2 by 2 unto Noah into the ark, male and female, as God had commanded. And it came to pass after 7 days, the waters of the earth and the flood were upon the earth. See, God's a man of his word. Actually, he's not a man, but he does keep his word. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day, were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened, and the rain was upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. That's a long time. I don't know that I've ever been someplace that it rained more than a few days, and then I don't know how I would have handled 40, because I don't handle 3. In the selfsame day entered Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons, with them into the ark. They and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creepeth thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. Every fowl that after his kind, every bird of every sort. And they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 by 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. And they went in, male and female, of all flesh, as God had commanded. And Lord shut them in. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased, and bare up the ark, and it was lift up above the earth. And the waters prevailed, and increased greatly upon the earth. And the ark went upon the face of the waters, and the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth. And all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. And all the flesh died that moved upon the earth, both of the fowl, of the cattle, and of the beast, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. And every man, all in whose nostrils was the breath of life, of all that was in the dry land, died. And every living substance was destroyed, just like God said, which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle, creeping things, and the fowl of the heaven. And they were destroyed from the earth. Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark. And the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. Wow. So the flood lasted 150 days after it rained 40 days. That's a long time. Genesis 8. And God remembered Noah and every living thing, and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters assuaged. The fountains also of the deep, and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. And the waters returned from off the earth continually, and after the end of 150 days the waters were abated. And the ark rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ariat. And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the first day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. And it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made. He sent forth a raven, which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from off the earth. He also sent forth a dove, to see if the waters were abated from the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest from the sole of her foot, and she returned him to him in the ark, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. Then he put forth his hand and took her and pulled her into the ark. And he stayed yet again 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came in to him in the evening, and lo, her mouth was an olive branch that she had plucked off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from the earth. And he stayed yet another 7 days, and sent forth the dove, which returned not again unto him any more. And it came to pass that in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. In the 2nd month of the 7th and 20th day of the month, so the 27th day of the month, was the ark dried. And God spake unto Noah, saying, Go forth out of the ark, thou and thy wife, thy sons and thy sons' wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee, all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, that they may breed abundantly in the earth, and be fruitful and multiply upon the earth. And Noah went forth, his sons and his wife, and his sons' wives with him. Every beast, every creeping thing, and every fowl, and whosoever creepeth on the earth after the kinds went forth out of the ark. And Noah builded an altar unto the Lord, and took of every clean beast and every clean fowl, and offered a burnt offering on the altar. And the Lord smelled a sweet savor. And the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground for any more of man's sake, for the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more every living thing as I have done. While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease. Genesis 9. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said to them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb have I given you for all things. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. And surely your blood of your lives will I require at the hand of every beast, will I require it, and at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of a man. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God made he man. And you be fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply therein. And God spake to Noah and his sons, saying, And I behold, I establish my covenant with you, and with you your seed after you, and with that every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of the beast, from all that go out of the ark, to every beast of the earth. I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by waters of flood, neither shall any more of the flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the token of the covenant which I make between you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. Perpetual meaning endless. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be a token for you as a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, that I remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. And God said to Noah, This is the token of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. That bow is the rainbow. And so every time I see one, I just think that God is thinking about us. So, Genesis 9:18. And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Ham is the father of Canaan. These are the 3 sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. And Noah began to be a husbandman, and he planted a vineyard, and he drank of the wine, and he was drunken, and he was uncovered within the tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his nakedness of his father, and told his 2 brothers. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon their shoulders, and went backward and covered their nakedness of their father. And their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. And Noah awoke from the wine, and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, Blessed be the Lord of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. Noah lived after the flood 350 years, and all of the days of Noah were 950 years, and then he died. 950 years, guys, that's crazy. Like lifespan now, if you live to be 100, you're doing fantastic. Most people, I think, 80 or 90 is average, but and a lot of people die in their 60s. So 950 years. And in that stuff we read yesterday, they didn't even have babies till they were like 150 years old. It just blows my mind. On to Genesis 10. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them there were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tyrus. And the sons of Gomer, Ashinakez, Riphath, and Togarma. Who are these names? And the sons of Javan, Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanium. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families and their nations. And the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, and Phut, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba, Havilah, Sabath, Ramah, and Septica. And the sons of Ramah, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter where the Lord, wherever it is said, even as Nimrod the mighty hunter before the Lord. And in the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. Out of that land went forth Asher, and builded Nineveh, and the city of Rehoboth, and Calah, and Rezin between Nineveh and Calah, the same as the great city. And Mizraim begat Ludim, and Ananim, and Lehabim, and Nephatim, and Pathurizim, and Casluhim, out of whom came Philistim and Captorium. And Canaan begat Sidon, his firstborn son, and Heth, and Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Gigarite, and the Hivite, and the Acherite, and the Sinite, and the Avarite, and the Zimrite, and the Hamathite, and afterward there were families of the Canaanites spread abroad. Woo! That's a lot to say. And the border of the Canaanites was from Sidon, as they comest to Gerar, unto Gaza, and thou goest unto Sodom, and Gomorrah, and Edomah, and Zebum, unto Lusha. These are the sons of Ham, after their families, after their tongues, in their countries, in their nations. Unto Shem also, the father of all children of Eber, the brother of Japheth, the elder, even to him were children born. The children of Shem, Elam, Asher, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram. The children of Aram, Uz, Hul, Getar, and Mash. And Arphaxad begat Selah, and Selah begat Eber. And to Eber were born two sons. The names of one of those was Peleg, in his day was for the earth divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. And Joktan begat Almadad, and Sheleph, and Hazarmath, and Jerah, and Herodam, and Uzal, and Dekala, and Obal, and Ebamal, and Sheba. Wow, he had a lot of kids. And Ophir, and Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan. Wow, that's a lot. And their dwelling was from Mishah, that goest unto Sephar, a mount of the east. These are the sons of Shem, after the families, after their tongues, in the lands, after the nations. These are the families of the sons of Noah, after the generations, in their generations. And by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. So Genesis 11, we begin to talk about the Tower of Babel. And the whole earth was one language at that time, and one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, where they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make a brick, and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime, and they had mortar. And slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build a city, and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven. Let us make a name, lest we be scattered abroad the face of the earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which children of men buildeth. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down and confound their language, so that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build a city. Therefore in the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did confound the language of all the earth. And from thence the Lord did scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. So it seems like everybody decided to build something, kind of left God out of it. And God said, wait a minute, that's not going to work for me. I promise not to flood the world again, so let me scatter them so that they don't make it bad for themselves. I'm so glad he did that, because I didn't want to see another flood. Genesis 11:10. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begat Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begat Arphaxad 500 years and begat many sons and daughters. And Arphaxad lived 530 years and begat Selah. And Arphaxad lived after he had begat Selah 403 years and begat sons and daughters. And Selah lived 30 years and begat Abar. And Selah lived after he begat Abar 403 years and begat sons and daughters. And Ebar lived 430 years and begat Peleg. And Ebar lived after he begat Peleg 430 years and begat sons and daughters. And Peleg lived 30 years and begat Ru. And Peleg lived after he begat Ru 209 years and begat sons and daughters. And Ru lived 230 years and begat Serug. And Ru lived after he begat Serug 207 years and begat many sons and daughters. And Serug lived 30 years and begat Nahor. And Serug lived after he begat Nahor 200 years. I see these people's lifespan going down. And Nahor lived 29 years, or 29 years, and begat Terah. And Nahor lived after he begat Terah 119 years, and begat sons and daughters. Terah lived 70 years, and begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Wow, 70 years, and had Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran begat Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity in Ur of Chaldees. And Abram and Nahor took the wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, the name of Nahor's wife Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Ishak. But Sarai was barren, she had no child. And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran his son's sons, and Sarai his daughter-in-law, and his sons Abram's wife, and they went forth from them, from Ur of Chaldees, to go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran and dwelt there. And the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. So we're getting into the generations of Abram and Sarah, or Abram and Sarai right now. God hasn't changed their names yet. And so tomorrow we'll start with Genesis 12. I thank you guys for joining me today. I hope that this is beneficial to you. I hope that it is helping you to not be overwhelmed by all the names and all the things in the Bible, but instead to just study them and know that this is a good thing to do. And I'm so thankful that you're with me. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.